Good evening. Welcome to the second Taoist Embodied Healing video. This one is called The Inner Smile. Last week we worked on the 6 healing sounds, which were a basic energy release, releasing the negative, bringing in the positive. This week we'll work with those same principles and we will add what we call the inner smile. Now, the inner smile is actually very simple and yet profound. So the thing with smiling is that it's one of those things that we do all the time, and yet we're probably not that aware of what we're doing. And so if we think about smiling, like the the smile that we do in most of our social interactions, that smile actually is kind of a little bit fake in a sense. It's that, oh, please like me smile, or, oh, please buy my product smile. It's not, it doesn't deeply refresh us. And yet we have the potential with our smile to become more in tune with what's happening internally, to connect with every cell of our being, and then for that feeling of connection and that internal radiance to expand out through our body, through our senses, and that deeply refreshes, and that connects us to a deeper space internally. And so that's the smile that really comes from deep within. It's kind of an inward-facing smile. So we do a few things there to learn how to do that. But really what we're doing is we're just learning how to unlearn all of the conditioned behavior that kind of keep us focused externally, or keep us a little bit tense, or keep us kind of striving and trying, so that we can just radiate a little bit more effortlessly. So for all those who are just joining, welcome again to the second video, a version of the inner smile. And we are learning how to do something that is so simple and so basic that we quite often forget, and that is smiling. So before we smile, we're going to start by limbering up the body, and we're going to start by limbering up the spine and the nervous system. So just breathing in, inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling back, exhaling forward. And you want to create space in the front of the spine and the back of the spine. And forward. And just gradually bending further forward. As we inhale, filling up the front of the chest. There's an old saying in yoga that we are as old as our spine is, or we're as young as our spine is. The more flexible and stronger our spine is, the younger we are. What we're doing here is we are limbering up our spine. It's good for our brain. It's good for everything that we do. Oh, excuse me. Okay, so we've started that. You're probably a little bit more awake. We can do some shoulder rolls. A lot of stress and tension held in the shoulders. So just lifting the shoulders up and dropping. Okay. Now, fold our, bend our neck over to the side. You know what? We could, releasing the tension there. Other side. and back. Okay. That's going to slow things down a little bit. We can do another neck exercise just to take a bit more stress out of the system. And the normal exercise that we do is a loop. We do a big loop around. This one is going to be smaller loops, little loop to loops. So loop, loop, loop. You get the idea. There's lots of little small circles next to each other. And when you find an area that's a little bit tight, you can do more loops there. Once you get to one side, you can go back the other. Concentrating on this, on the places where there's a bit of tension. I feel a bit of tension down there, so I'm working there now. Bit of tension there. Just hold that one down now. Okay. Excuse me. Okay, so now you can see I'm yawning, my eyes are watering. It's a sign that my body is starting to relax. It means I can tune into myself a bit more. So I've limbered up the front and the back of the spine. I've worked on the neck. Next, what I'll do is I'll do what we call crane and turtle breathing. So from the side, I'll demonstrate. I'm going to inhale and move my head out, down, and in. And then after I do that a few times, I will replace that by rolling down, forward, extending out, and bringing it up. Once again, that's working on the mobility of the neck, the thoracic spine, cervical spine, thoracic spine, and the lumbar spine. Okay, so inhaling. Really feel the sense of expansion and creation of space. And as you come down here, you want to bring your head down below the level of your heart. It'll be almost a bit like an inversion. Coming up, rolling in. Lower back, middle back, up to the neck. We'll do one more round. Head under the heart. Lower, middle, upper. Now rolling forward. So neck down. Exhaling. Upper back, middle back, lower back. Really stretching the spine out, lifting the head up. Okay, very good. So now the neck, the back, the spine should all be a bit more limber. Very good. So now we're going to start by bringing a smile. We're going to start by working with the inner smile. So we're going to close our eyes. We're going to imagine that a loved one or the sun is beaming a stream of good feelings of love into our face, into our eyes. If it helps, we can imagine that our eyes are cool, the sun is warm, the outer edge of our eyes, the muscles are lifting up slightly. The outer edge of our mouth, the muscles are lifting up slightly. Just activating those two muscles alone will do good things for us. Imagining this beaming smile, maybe it's a young child, a lover, a loved one, just evoking all good feelings. The eyes fill with that beautiful, warm, loving energy. As I said, you can imagine your eyes are cool, filling up with this beautiful, loving energy. You're imagining that the loving energy is pooling in the face. It's almost like your face is behind your face is a crystal ball, and that crystal ball is filling up with all of those good feelings. So the eyes fill up, inside the face fills up. As the eyes fill up, the brain starts to become full of this beautiful liquid light. So it's the whole face, the scalp, the sides, the back, the front, behind the ears, underneath the ears, in front, on top, down the jaw. The lower jaw, the upper jaw, the jaw muscles. A lot of extra tension in there. Just releasing all of that tension into the throat, into the neck, around the back of the neck, sides and the back of the neck. Softening and melting all those muscles in the base of the neck, the base of the skull at the back. Now bring all that beautiful golden light from the head down into the mouth, swelling it from the mouth down into the throat. Bring it from the throat down into the chest. Placing your hands softly over the heart space, swallowing the energy from the head down into the throat, down into the chest, and just releasing all of the extra mental energy. Sure, there's still a little bit there. If that's okay, just bring it down into the heart space. Continuing to smile deeply, effortlessly into the heart space. Just allowing ourselves to relax our mind and bring it to a place of ease in the heart space. If you like, you can breathe in red vapors, pinky red sunset vapors, breathing them into the heart space. And then bring the nostrils inside of the heart space and breathing in those sunset red pink vapors. from deep within. So breathe in, we bring more of that positive red energy, those vibrations into the heart space. Slowing your mind to rest in the heart space and just being very light, effortless. We have a very soft energy that can flow into the heart space. You can call it a soul force or gentle soul pressure. It just happens. We don't create it, it's just happening. We allow it to happen, or we become aware of it happening by placing our mind effortlessly in the heart space. A neutral spaciousness that's filling up our chest. As things slow down, you might start to find that the heart becomes more spacious, more open. You start to feel more neutral inside. Now bringing our awareness from the heart down through the diaphragm, out through the front of the chest, out through the back of the chest to the sides and up, just allowing the energy from the heart to radiate out. Now bringing the energy down into the dantian, into the abdomen, swallowing the energy from the heart down to the belly button. Allowing all the energy from our head, from our heart to flow down into the dantian, belly. There's maybe a little bit of activity still up there, but that's okay. Just bring it back down to the belly. Feeling the abdomen expand. Allow the energy from the abdomen to expand out to a big ball outside of the body. You might say it's the auric space around the body. Just allowing the body to dissolve into that ball that's around us. Just melting into that ball that surrounds us. Bringing all that energy back down into the belly. And smiling down into the lower abdomen, all the dirty bits, into our stomach, large intestine, small intestine, reproductive organs. Just letting go of all the judgments and all the stuff we've got going on with that. Now bring the awareness back up to the top of the brain and bringing the awareness down the middle of the brain to the spinal cord, vertebra by vertebra, smiling in golden light, allowing the habitual muscle contraction and tension in the spine and each of those vertebrae to melt away. Consciously bringing each vertebra to mind and feeling it soften and melt. Once you get down to the base of the spine, smiling out into all of the limbs, into all of the muscles, the tendons, the sinews, down into the bones. Once again, expanding a ball of energy out to around the body and allowing the body to dissolve into that tension, the tension in the body to dissolve into that ball that surrounds the body. Feeling the body become more expansive and lighter. Just expanding out, expanding out. The less dense, the more light your body feels, the more likely you are to be able to relax deeply, deeper than you thought possible. Now, bring that ball of energy from around the body back into the belly and sending that down to the legs, down into the earth. Just imagining that we are just feeling a sense of gratitude. We're cultivating a sense of gratitude for the earth that we feel beneath our feet, the earth that grows our food, the earth that provides us with all the resources for our life, all of that. Sending all of our gratitude down to the earth. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And allowing those, we can imagine that the earth is responding to our feelings of gratitude and sending back positive feelings towards us. We can expand those out from ourselves. We expand them out and we send them off. We can imagine now sending them to the moon. Beautiful, bright moon. Maybe you feel it, maybe you sense it in some other way. You can imagine it, you can visualize it, whatever works for you. From the moon, we can expand out to the sun. The sun that provides us with our light. All of the life on Earth exists because of our solar system, because of the sun. And from there we can expand out. Just keep expanding our body out, become aware of the rest of the solar system. Expand out into the Milky Way. Just remembering when you were in the night, out at night, looking up at the night sky, expanding your awareness up through the Milky Way. Now you can just return to that visualization. Expanding out to the far reaches of the known universe, to the inky blackness, the deep dark, you might say starry purple, stardust. Really expanded out there now. Our body is really, our mind and our body are really open. It might feel like our body is here, but it's not quite as dense. It almost feels a bit like a dream state, but we're not asleep. In this state, it can be easier to let go of repetitive patterns, things that might have been dragging us down, or to find a way to forgive ourselves or others for things that might have been bothering us. We're just much more receptive in this state. We can just take a moment to let go of all our troubles and tensions and that stuff that drags us down, so that we can start again. We can become fresh. Just taking a moment to sincerely let go, to just let go, let go, let go, let go. Because we are very empty at the moment, our mind is a little bit more powerful. Our intention carries a bit more weight. Shaping your intention and just bringing in things that you think would be beneficial to your health, your well-being, to your life, whatever it may be, as long as it's a sincere request. Come from deep within your own heart. Now, bringing the energy of our request back to our body here on Earth. So coming back into the Milky Way, back into the sun, through our star, our solar system, each of the planets, back to the moon, back to the Earth, back to our part of the Earth, and all of that energy is now flowing back into the room, back into your body. So much there. There's no need to be stingy about it. Coming back into our body. When you're ready, stretching the arms and the legs, just coming back. So that state of openness, that utter openness, that I've heard it said that the ancient Chinese called it tong, utter openness. That helps us to let go of things. That feeling of lightness, of openness, of sincerity, of a genuine desire to move on, to let go. They're all positive things for us to cultivate if we'd like to maintain a clear internal space. Maybe we've been having challenges at work or in our families, or just we've been kind of wrapped up in certain things, health, whatever for ourselves. We're just wanting to, create a clear internal space. And sometimes that's easier said than done. And this is one of those very, very simple practices. So simple, and yet, when done, can be a potent, transformative practice. So, good luck. Enjoy your week, and I look forward to seeing you again next week for our next practice. Okay.